Warning, this show contains strong language and topics that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised.
Carmichael.
Brooks, quick question. Which soup is better?
What you on about?
Well, I was looking at the boardroom, and of course I was just kind of skimming most of it, but from what I gathered, you want us to record a video with soup on our lashes. So, I'm thinking what kind is, best for that, because there's a lot of different factors to consider. Like, I'm thinking cream of chicken, because it's thicker, and that'll kind of stick better. Hello? Hello? Brooks, I know you're there. Do you want to make the video or not? This is honestly the best I could fucking come up with.
Hello wrestling fans and welcome to another edition of the Suplah. Hi, I'm Andy Bob, and with me as always is Sam Brooks.
I'm here because these two want to murder each other again. How about we have you explain the story?
Why don't we have Andy explain it?
Okay.
And I
Who
can
are you?
I can explain how it's wrong.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
It's fine.
What's your name?
My name's come up in the bottom. It's fine.
And
Has it?
with me as always is Liam Dunn.
I look tired
There
as
it is.
fuck.
I am tired as fuck.
Right.
I'm always tired as
Do you want to
fuck.
explain the story of what's happened today?
Okay, so basically I went to uni and then
That's not the story we were talking about.
and then when I came back, I created a magazine today. It was fun. So basically what happened was the Labour bus was in Lincoln.
What's the Labour bus?
We
Andy?
have fans that aren't in England.
So Labour is basically the Democrats if you're American. So basically what happened was
And they have a bus?
a campaign bus because we're having a general election in June. So
Yeah, there you go.
basically what happened was I thought, well, it'd be really cool to go find this bus because, I'm weird.
Wow,
And
you're explaining this all wrong. You thought Jeremy Corbyn, who is the leader of the Labour Party, was going to be in our city.
Might as well say
Bearing
hi.
in mind that it is currently pissing it down with
Can I
rain.
point it outside to show how bad it is?
No, just leave it. It's fine. So it's pissing it down, and Andy was like, "Let's go see Jeremy Corbyn," and I'm like, "No,
Let's
Andy."
see Jeremy Corbyn.
And I'm like, "No, Andy, it's fucking raining, right? I've got work to get on with. No." Anyway, he fucking bullied me into doing
I
it.
didn't bully you. How can I bully you? Look at me.
This is how
You
you
let a
bully.
4'8"
Do you wanna go? Do you wanna
miniature
go?
man
Do you
bully
wanna go? Do you
you.
want to go? Do you 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 want to go? That is how Andy bullies you,
No.
right?
We take us to Mount Splashmore? No. We take us to Mount Splashmore?
That's
No.
literally
Can we
how
go
he
see
does
Jeremy
it.
Corbyn? No. Go to
Yeah.
the Bang Bus? No.
So eventually,
What? Where?
I said, "Let's do it," just to show him the fuck up. So we go all the way into town in the fucking pissing down rain, and guess what? Guess what, Andy? Guess fucking what, Andy? Guess what? Guess what?
The bus wasn't
The
there.
bus weren't fucking there.
The bus was there, but it already left.
Right? Bearing in mind,
So
this
it
is-
wasn't there, Andy.
No, so it wasn't there. Right? It was 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, and he was like, "I thought it'd be an all-day thing." Bearing in mind the fucking election is in 4 weeks. Sorry, we don't need to talk about politics, but it's kind of important to the story. Right? And then we find out it wasn't even Jeremy Corbyn, it was some wanker.
No,
who
it's
just-
not. He's basically the Shadow Chancellor of the
It doesn't
Exchequer.
matter, it's not the leader. And you were like, "Let me lick his asshole." So,
That's not what I said at all.
it's,
That's not how you register a vote, Andy.
now whose ass do I lick? Does that vote for my count? Does that vote for my count? You know what?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, get out. Ta-da. See you later. Bye-bye, dickface. Learn to speak your fucking language. He's also knocked himself out, so it's just me and you now, Sam.
Great.
He's literally knocked
People don't
himself
like
out.
when it's just me and you.
Liam! Stupid friend.
Why did I agree to be here?
I locked myself out.
Yeah, I know that. Fuck.
Also, if anyone wants to know why I'm wearing pajamas, it's because my fucking jeans got wet because of this cunt.
Oh, don't pretend like you don't wear pajamas every day anymore.
Yeah, like...
We know.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
can
a
fucking
secret.
hear what he's fucking saying. Cunt.
So we're in a perfect mood to do the show today, and we're also in a perfect mood to read out some comments.
Everybody talking about me.
We haven't done that for months, dickhead. Fucking hell, that shows how much you watch the show. Alright, so Last week it was me and Carmine, the Dream Team, and we talked about Daniel Bryan. Just in general, how his day was going, what he had to eat, and the fact that he might be coming back to wrestle.
He's a father now.
He is a father now. He gave birth to Birdie. Well, he didn't. Bree did. But, like, they have a baby now, and it's called Birdie.
I'm sorry.
Birdie.
No.
What is with this new age fucking... I'm going to call my child... Terrence.
I'm going to call my child...
Terrence,
Turnip.
a normal name.
Yeah, a normal name.
No,
I'm
you know
going
what it is? You know what it is? The reason why is because me and Andy go around the house and we just come up with random characters. Like,
Really?
That's how Derek became a thing. And one of
Yeah.
them is Terrence. So automatically, when I do a stupid person's name, for some reason Terrence comes to my mind.
So first it was Barry. Now it's Derek. And in the future, in about a couple months, it will be Terrence
It's like
in
Pokemon.
GTA.
It's like Pokemon. They evolve. It's each next stage.
They evolve and somehow get shittier with each incarnation.
That's the
Derek
one.
will evolve into Terrence. That's how it works.
But anyway, they gave birth to Birdie, Terrence, Derek, Bryan the third.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
the idea is that Bryan might be wrestling when his WWE contract is up. Either you got any thoughts on that?
Yes, it's going to happen. It makes sense. The guy's basically said it. He said it on, like, it wasn't Talking Smack. It was, like, a WWE Universe Address thing on the network where it was the two authority figures of each show. And he basically said to Mick Foley, well, they said that you couldn't wrestle, so what did you do? You left and went to TNA. And they said that. He said that on the network. And it's quite clear that's what he's going to do. He doesn't want to stay there. He has to stay there because of his contract. He will opt not to renew it, and he will go to the Indies. I think what could happen from that point is that if he goes to the Indies and he works on there for a year or two or three or whatever, and he proves that he can still wrestle and he's still good, WWE will sign him back and put him through another physical to see if he can go again. That's what I see happening. It's kind of like what happened. I see what's going to happen to Daniel Bryan as to what happened with Shawn Michaels. The guy was basically, he broke his back. He thought he was retired. And then 4 years later, after his retirement, 4 years later, he returned. And I can see Daniel Bryan doing something very similar.
That's fair enough. Any thoughts from Andy?
um,
Great, good to hear from you. So we
hey,
have a
I'm
comment
not
here.
finished! So, I don't know.
Jesus.
I kind of see something similar, but I don't know if I want to see him wrestle again.
I mean, I brought up the point that even if you see him wrestle again, even if he's perfectly fine and will finish 10 matches and then retire healthy, you'll have that thing in the back of your mind being like, is he going to die from doing a diving headbutt? You're not going to be satisfied watching him because you're going to be constantly worried. But...
Yeah, I mean, I guess like just to play devil's advocate with myself, the thing that I would say in response to what I said about Shawn Michaels is that, that was 98 to 2002. There was a different time, very different time. Now we're
different kind of
looking at-
injuries as well. It was a back injury with Shawn, with Bryan.
But no,
it's a concussion.
what I mean is that like there wasn't a wellness policy. They didn't look out for wrestlers. They'd have just
Very
gone.
true.
Shawn Michaels would have just gone, yeah, I can wrestle, and Vince would have been like, okay, damn it. Like now, it's just regular testing to make sure, and that's why back in the day, if they had a concussion, they'd still work the next night. Like Chris Benoit, it was famous that Chris Benoit said that like getting a concussion was a badge of honor. Working the next night, even after suffering a concussion, was a badge of honor. You didn't stop because you had a concussion. Whereas
Look how
now,
honored he is now.
well, that's the thing. Now it's they take you off the road for 6 weeks, regardless.
And the thing is, as well, it's a bit like watching Kurt Angle matches on the Indies. You just think,
Ooh.
do I want to see this? I don't.
Yeah.
I feel bad because he can't move his fucking neck. It's kind of.
I mean, I felt bad for Kurt in WCPW because he didn't shave his armpits, but that's probably a small problem compared to the years and years of toll he's already had in his
I
body.
totally watched WCPW.
Yeah, don't we all love and appreciate Windy City Pro Wrestling?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it great? Yeah.
Exactly.
We have a comment here from Alex King, our favourite friend in crime, who says, I think Daniel Bryan should just have a part-time schedule. Isn't Nikki Bella going through the same kind of problem, except without the multiple concussions? If Bryan can still physically go and work a safer style, then I say go for it. Also, great episode. I love when Sam and Andy aren't arguing. There you go, Andy. Stop arguing with me, and maybe, people will enjoy the episodes more. Fuck you.
So, could he do what Nikki Bella is doing, or is that, what was the question again? Because
Nikki Bella is going through the same sort of problem, except with neck injuries rather than concussions.
Can you
Nikki
stop
Bella is
staring
part-time
at
now.
me?
No, I was wondering what this bit was. But it's a
It's a
microphone.
it's my earphones!
Well, I didn't know. It's been
What are
bugging
those
me.
dangly things in your ears? I don't know. It's a fucking bracelet. What do you think it fucking is? Sorry, he was just staring at me.
No, it's just this bit. What is
I
this
couldn't
bit?
tell because I can't see either of you.
Okay.
Right. Anyway,
Yeah, Nikki Bella's a part-timer now. Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan could potentially also be a part-timer, but would that also add to the part-timer problem that Andy loves to complain about?
you see, I don't.
But no, it's Daniel Bryan. It's his favourite. He'll ignore the fact that he's a part-timer, taking spots from other people.
No,
See,
I
I-
think it would add to the problem.
There's one thing that I actually agree with JBL on. Right.
Wow.
I know it's very controversial that I agree with him on something, but it's kind of like what they've been doing with Shinsuke. And I know he mentioned it on bring it to the table, but I think that there's a point there. Like by having him as a part timer, I don't think it's a problem. It makes the special events more special. I wouldn't see it as a problem if he did come back as a part timer. I wouldn't see that as an issue.
I would rather see him wrestle in WWE rather than the Indies, purely based out of safety reasons.
And I'd rather he did it as a part timer if he couldn't do it
Yes,
as a full timer.
definitely.
I'd rather he be a part timer in WWE than a full timer on the Indies.
I think it's
Just have him do the same amount of events as Brock Lesnar does in any given year, like wrestle maybe 10 matches a year any given time.
Whatever happened with that thing with the Miz?
What
Well,
thing?
they
with the
couldn't
Miz?
they couldn't do anything with the Miz.
Well, why
It
did
was
you...
never a feud between them. It was just a rivalry between a wrestler and an authority figure.
And-
Something that's always happening in WWE, regardless if the authority can wrestle or not.
It was also to get the Miz heat because Daniel Bryan
Yeah.
is beloved. Was one of the best ways to.
But he's still doing the kick.
Yeah.
It's a way to get heat, Andy.
And also, you've got to remember, I've talked about this and how that the Daniel Bryan Miz thing is one of the best storylines WWE's ever done because it's the longest running storyline. This goes back to when the Miz was his pro on NXT.
Going on 7 years, I believe.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I don't see why you're like, I don't get why it's still happening because it's a
No,
fucking
I
long
know.
overreaching
I don't
arc.
mean it that way. Just when the fuck is this payoff ever going to happen?
There's not going to be a payoff.
It's just a story that's
I don't
happening.
think that's necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Andy, it's been a long-running story. They've technically had a payoff. They're just always constantly going to be enemies. It's kind of like saying, why does Batman and the Joker, why aren't they fighting? Well, you know that they're
When are
arch
they
enemies.
fighting at the next pay-per-view?
Yeah,
When's the big payoff
yeah,
match?
You know that they're enemies. Like, it's just going to be a constant thing. It doesn't need to be every fucking... You don't need a big blowout at WrestleMania in a steel cage ladder match, which would be fucking awful. I don't understand how that would work.
That's why they haven't done it, Liam.
Exactly.
That could work.
No, Vince Russo, no.
No, what you do is you
Steel cage on a pole match with ladders and sledgehammers.
steel cage ladder last rights match.
On fire.
Yeah.
Great balls of fire. There you go. You can have
It
it
is
there.
I was going to say that's the
Mads!
Victory Show main event, but you know.
There you go.
I mean, we have a comment from Jonathan Jerome that says he'd love to see Daniel wrestle once more against The Miz. Which begs the question, if we do see Daniel Bryan return to the ring, who would he face? The Miz is my pick.
The Miz would be a better story option. Finn Balor would be a better match.
Kurt Angle.
Really?
Well, that's it. I mean, that's going off in a different tangent where Kurt Angle gets cleared to wrestle.
Yeah, if they both get cleared, it's like that one dream match that I think people have always wanted to see.
Yeah, in this magical world where Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle are both cleared to compete and I don't have diabetes and Liam's a nice person. Yeah, we'll have that match, no problem.
I am a nice person.
You called me a cunt earlier.
Well, you are a
You did.
cunt!
Well, I mean, yes, he is a cunt, but you don't tell him that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You let him figure it out on his own, or you let me tell him.
You see, I just think it's better to just be honest. And I think that's what makes me a nice person. I know he's a cunt. I tell him he's a cunt. It's like you said, only a true friend would be that honest.
I'm not Donkey from Shrek.
Well,
What is happening?
I mean, maybe you are. We don't know yet. Are you voiced by Eddie Murphy?
No,
Don't try. Don't try and do an impression. I can already tell.
I don't know what
Don't do it.
I don't know what
What? What?
Huh?
Can't hear you. Speak louder.
What?
That's what he does when he knows he's in the wrong.
Yeah. We have another comment from, who do we have? Wolfie the Bloodhound. He says, he won't be sad if Bryan wrestles again. As long as he remains happy and healthy doing it, then he's all for it. But diving headbutt or headbutts in general should be banned if concussions are to be 90% avoided. Bryan has had plenty of matches headbutt free, so it's not a requisite. Yeah, I think headbutts in general should slowly be phased out.
People need to stop dropping him on his fucking head as
I,
well.
I don't understand the whole flying headbutt thing. Like, wouldn't it make more sense to just do a splash?
Or an
Yeah.
elbow drop.
You what?
I mean,
Elbow
unless you're
drop.
Samoan and your head is made of metal, like it just doesn't make much sense.
What would happen if Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns headbutted each other?
The world would implode. That's why they can't do it.
That's true.
Ironically,
It's like the Large Hadron Collider, just with
ironically,
Large Samoan Head Collider.
both are Samoan, both are called Joe.
Except one of them is called Roman Reigns. That's his actual name. That's his birth name from Mr. and Mrs. Reigns.
Well, anyway.
And you know how you know the Joe family who named their child Samoa. Hi Samoa. Yes, Mr. Joe.
Anyway,
Yep.
Wrestling
moving
names are
on.
fucking dumb. Who do we have? Antonio Crucito, who says, although I'd like to see Bryan wrestle again, I'm also worried about his health. If he wrestles a safer style, avoiding headbutts, then that would be a good thing. Although he may suffer injuries to other parts of his body if he wrestles a full-time schedule. A part-time schedule might be better for him, but he probably wants to wrestle full-time again. So the general consensus is part-timer, no headbutts. I mean, you can give him more moves than a headbutt.
Don't
and I
drop
also
him on
think
his
the
head,
other
dog.
thing as well is that now that he's got a child, I think his mentality might change. Like, I think a part-timer schedule would suit him better than doing indies all the time.
Definitely.
Because, like, he's just welcomed a daughter into the world. Like, you know, they all say, oh, once you get a kid, you just want to kind of be with your family. Well, that's what...
Circle of life.
Thanks, Andy.
So, I mean, you never know. I think he will go to the indies, but he'll need to prove himself to the WWE, and then they'll be like, yeah, let's bring him back. Why not? And they just throw a fuck ton of money at him. Right in his face.
Just get, like, a garbage truck of money and just dump it onto him.
Yeah.
And be like,
yeah.
no, guys, it's not eco-friendly.
Yeah. Are
He's
these,
a fucking
these
hippie.
dollar notes vegan? No, Daniel. Yes, they are. Wait, are they? I know there was
Not
something
here, they're
over
not.
here. Yeah, I think I knew something over here they weren't fucking vegan.
Yeah, that's why when people try
You're
to
not
eat
eating
them, they
them.
get mad.
You what?
You're not eating them.
It's not the point, Andy. Like, oh, we're not going to get into veganism. We're not going to do
The
that.
Suplah, where we all turn vegan. I don't think I'd last as a vegan.
No, I lasted
No.
about 2 minutes.
Well, I
Well, you're used to lasting about 2 minutes in any given scenario.
Ah! Wait. To be fair, it's been a while. We don't know.
And to be fair, it's been a while. It'll be 2 seconds.
It's like Schrodinger's sexual stamina. We don't know
Schrodinger's-
because it's been so long.
Schrodinger's-
Trojans?
Who's Schrodinger?
Who the fuck is that?
Who's Schrodinger?
Who's Trojans?
He's your mum!
Right, anyway, so, what are we talking about this week?
Randall Orton.
Randall Orton. Oh my
Randall
goodness.
Keith Orton the third.
Once again in the news, and it's, depending where you come from, not necessarily a good thing when he's in the news.
So, Randy Orton sent out a tweet, or retweeted a tweet from Rip Rogers, saying, every indie match now, ellipses, handshake, drawn out, move exchange, this is awesome, chant, strike exchange, dive, no sell, indie strong style, dive, more strikes, no sells, dive, not dive, not dive, wow, dive, not die, then flippy floppy sequence, dive, hit everyone with each other's finisher, then Humpty Dumpty we will fall down, fight forever chant, rinse and repeat until every move is useless and means nothing, dive, take unsafe shot that looks like shit and hurts like hell, then roll up finish, handshake and hug after match, everyone's hands raised, all these guys chant, what?
All these guys.
Go
all
home
these guys.
and type on social media thanking your opponents and company for the match and telling others that they should book these guys. ... Dive.
So,
Can we talk about that tweet first before we move on to
so,
Randy?
so let's talk about this. And now I've got a couple of things that I want to talk about, just kind of in my opinion. I can see where the guy's coming from, in all honesty. I don't think... It's not indie wrestling that annoys me, it's indie wrestling fans that annoy me. To me, indie wrestling fans are the hipster fans. They're like, oh, you don't know? Wife beater? Oh my god, he was the best person in Middle South East West Wrestling Federation.
Why do you always go back to wife beater
Yeah,
and brain
this-
damage
you're-
as the indie names? Why is it always those two? Like
naming
ever since the
people
fucking
from, like-
documentary, you've been doing that.
You're
Like
naming people from like mid 2000s. From 10 years ago!
Still wrestling,
When we
mate.
started this fucking thing!
Still wrestling, mate.
let me help you. If you don't know Travis Banks, what are you doing?
Yeah.
If you don't know...
Yeah.
This is where you think about
You got a
Marty's
name?
girl, You are a twat.
Oh fuck off.
That's a
Marty's
real-
girl is more popular.
Alright,
My joke was I was using someone who didn't exist. They were that fucking obscure. Thanks, guys.
If you don't know Leo Rush...
There you go.
That
There
doesn't
you
exist.
go. Now you're talking.
Right.
there you
Anyway.
go.
So, yeah, no, I can see what they mean because I think indie fans think that they're better than the mainstream fans, even though it's actually the mainstream fans that are the ones that kind of make wrestling, at least the WWE, which I think indie fans hate anyway. But regardless, indie fans are like, we are awesome. No, you're not.
No, they're not.
Shut
no,
up.
they're not. That's
Just shut-
WWE crowds, and never in an indie show has anyone chanted that. It's an NXT crowd thing to do. Like, this is a full sale thing.
NXT is very much. It comes across as to me as an indie crowd.
NXT's
more-
crowd is like one of the worst crowds, and it's very unique.
It's very...
Like, I'm
it's
speaking
more-
just as someone who's watched a lot of indies. Like, they all seem to be fine.
I would say...
I've never hated a crowd more than I've hated Full Sail.
I think the NXT crowd is more of a just... We're just smarks, lol! Like, that's more what it is.
Look at us singing Shinsuke's theme. We're so clever. Fucking shut up. Just shut up, Full Sail. Stop trying to get yourselves over. Stop trying to make yourselves part of a show. You better watch the show. Watch it.
I don't know. I have a very different opinion. I don't really like indie wrestling fans. I think that they are up their own asses. So it's kind of... I agree with his aspect on that. Like, not every wrestler's that awesome, and not every wrestler should fight forever. However, the thing that I would disagree on is that... And it kind of goes to what Ricochet said. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit in terms of all the tweets. But Ricochet said that, you know, it's like any form of entertainment. There are styles, and you don't have to be a fan of everything. For example, he doesn't like horror films. Doesn't necessarily mean that all horror films are bad. Well, you've seen two. You can't judge.
Okay, fine.
That's like saying you've seen two indie matches and saying that all indie wrestling is shit.
Well, he probably has, to be fair.
Good point. I mean, he played Grand Theft Auto for, 2 minutes and said it was shit, so there you go.
Yeah.
But the point...
Because the online wouldn't load. That
Yeah.
makes it a shit game.
So the point...
Because he did a dive, makes it a shit match.
But the point that I'm trying to say is that, no, I agree with Ricochet that, you know, you don't have to like every style. I don't mind flippy shit. I don't mind that sort of indie strong style. It's weird. I don't like the fans, but I like the matches. I don't mind that. I think there's more investment, and it seems to me like indie guys put a bit more heart and effort into their matches. I mean, I know what he's trying to say, I do, but I think there's nothing wrong to dislike it, but you shouldn't discredit it, you know?
Yeah, I think...
Absolutely.
I think it's kind of bad that Randy Orton, of all people, has decided to retweet this.
I think what's worse is that not only did Randy Orton retweet it, he was a guy who was born into a wrestling
Well, that's
family.
what I'm about to say. Like, that's the thing. He was... If it wasn't for his last name, I seriously fucking doubt he would be in the position he...
He wouldn't have even gone into wrestling if it
And
wasn't for his
that's
last
the
name.
thing. He was almost like cherry-picked. And the problem is, there's so many people trying to make it now. And the problem is there's one company, and that's it. Regardless of which way you feel about New Japan, or TNA, or...
Impact.
Oh, fuck them. So, whatever they're called. Owl Wrestling.
The
Whatever hell they-
WWF.
Whatever the hell they are, right? So basically, you know...
They're
there's
called
so-
Impact, Andy.
Whatever. There's so many people trying to make it that you have to stand out to get anywhere. And you look at that roster. Seth Rollins was a guy in Ring of Honor that was doing flippy shit. Dean Ambrose was a guy, you know...
Basically just nearly killed himself.
Yeah, going through light tubes and barbed wire shit. Samoa Joe, similar kind of style.
AJ Styles, King of the Indies.
Yeah, AJ.
Shinsuke, he was big in Japan.
See what I mean? Like, you can't. I understand that point of view, but it's the same kind of point of view that, unfortunately, I think if you try to go back to a time period where you had that, it wouldn't work. And it's a bit like British wrestling here, where they try to redo
World of Sport.
World of Sport. Not the one now that they're trying to build up, but they tried to do it before, and they did the rounds thing and all that shit, and it was crap. No one liked it. That's the problem. Shit evolves. You just have to deal with it. If you don't like it, tough. That's how life works. Life doesn't just stand still. It moves on, and shit happens. So, I get his
You're
point
like a
of
really
view.
angry philosopher right now.
I get his point of view, but it's like, God damn it. And why is Randy Orton is got to be, no offense to the man, but he has to be one of the most cookie cutter, boring champions in history. And there's a reason why people take the piss out of him for doing headlocks every 5 seconds. Because that's all he ever does. And that's the like. And his,
Well, let's take that for
current
example.
run,
Like,
his current run with the title has been horrendous. So maybe, I don't know, stop taking the piss and learn something.
well, let's take Randy Orton for example.
Right.
So, what's this guy's name? Rip Rogers? Rip Taylor? What the fuck's his name? The guy who did the original tweet?
Rip Rogers. He basically was a part of OVW and helped to train Randy Orton.
Okay, so Rip Rogers, Buck Rogers, did a tweet complaining about indie matches. How about I do a tweet? All WWE matches are the following.
Right.
Foes stare off at each other.
Yep.
Exchange a couple of moves. Headlock.
Whip into ropes.
Face tries to build up momentum. Heel shuts it down. Headlock. Heel dominates more. Headlock. Face gets up. Starts a winning sequence. Heel either shuts him down. Headlock. Goes for the pin. Or the face wins. Headlock. Goes for the pin. Headlock. Rest hold. Headlock.
Finish your kick
Pinfall.
out. Finish your kick out.
Finish your kick out.
Finish your kick out.
Finish kick out. Headlock. And that's it. Every fucking WWE match for the past 10 years has been exactly the same.
Yeah.
And it's mostly on pay-per-views. I mean, you have the occasional thing like NXT or the Cruiserweight Classic, and then you have shit like the Women's Tournament coming up, which it adds a bit of variety, but don't tell me for a second that WWE matches are different every single time you watch the program. It's the same fucking thing each time you watch Raw or SmackDown. Some of the pay-per-views have individual matches that are their own thing, yes, but what is that, like once a month? Twice a month now? If there's no comparison. So to rip on the indie scene for having a certain style of match, so fucking what? What if people enjoy watching that? Just because you don't. Just because you're old and a veteran doesn't mean that you have to lash out at people for enjoying things. It's like, shh, let people enjoy what they want to enjoy.
Yeah.
It's not like it's hurting the business or fucking anything like that, right?
And if anything, when that Ricochet and Will Ospreay match happened,
Oh yeah, the
loads
thing that
of people-
started it all.
even like people who I know who don't even like wrestling were like, this is fucking amazing! And it's almost like we need that kind of thing because everything is so the same, especially when you have WWE now trying to expand in such a way where it's like, we're going to take over the whole bloody planet. And like, it's going to be all the bloody same. So you need people there to do different shit. It's almost like competition is good. So Randy Orton, you know, does a tweet in response to people like.
Well, a lot of
Bully Ray
people
and-
came back to him. Bubba Ray Dudley, which apparently I only found this out through this this news thing. Apparently, those two have massive heat on each other, or at least
Yeah,
Randy
Bubba
Orton,
Ray's a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah, Randy Orton really doesn't like Bubba Ray Dudley.
If they're both
Neither does
dickheads.
Batista.
Really?
Yeah, Batista and Randy Orton both have major heat with Bubba Dudley.
Oh, I didn't
For I
know
believe it was sort of around when Evolution started, and those two were getting their own start. They had a match with the Dudleys, and there was a spot or something where Orton injured his back on Bubba Ray's foot, or something like that. They both have an injured back and an injured foot. And then whilst Randy's being loaded into an ambulance, Bubba Ray fucking chews him up and spits him out and starts yelling at him for hurting his foot.
Well, I didn't know.
And ever since then, they've just hated each other.
Well, I've never known that, which explains why they've never worked with each other.
I mean, that's maybe a bit of a purple monkey dishwasher of the original story, but that's what I hear. And that's why they hate each other.
But in response, because no one would have noticed Rip Rogers' tweet. No one would have noticed that until Randy retweeted it. And then, obviously, it started a lot. Not only were the hipster indie fans having a go, but so were a lot of the indie stars. Like I said, Ricochet. Will Ospreay got involved.
The Young Bucks. As you said, it sounds like a good match.
Yeah. Will Ospreay said that he doesn't mind as long as, I think he said Randy Orton buys his t-shirt, he can say what he wants or something.
Yeah, Will Ospreay is making shirts. I believe he has 2 out. One of them says, "I'm a dive guy." The other one says, "I'm not a dive guy."
That's brilliant.
And he's like, "Pick your side." And it's like, yep, you keep greasing that machine oil, Will Ospreay.
You know
You're doing
what?
good.
You know what? He'll fucking get any. That appeals to everybody. So.
Oh, there was a
Smart.
wrestler, I can't remember what his name is, so I feel really bad. But he had a shirt that says "Black Dives Matter."
Ryan Smile, I think, might be.
That's amazing.
Amazing shit. But so basically, this was Orton's reply to everyone having a go at him.
There we go.
Sorry to the indie marks, indie guys, and old timers who do dives. Took offence.
That's to Bubba, by the way. That's clearly at Bubba.
Yeah. Just having a good time over a few drinks in Denmark closing the SmackDown Live tour. Here's the thing you should learn.
Wait, no, just keep going and we'll pick apart this like in a minute.
So whilst beating Raw, making over $5 million in the last 11 shows, now I know to some that it doesn't equate to a standing room only crowd of 150 people paying $8 at an armory somewhere. But in the big boy world, that's called putting asses in the seats. So enjoy your flips, dives, and 20 super kicks per match. To each their own. I will go dive back into my 13th title run and get ready to flip when my bank statement comes this month. ... Headlock.
So.
Haha, I'm better than everybody because I make money and I'm super famous, bitch.
Yeah, that to me.
Fuck off.
That to me is. That's knocked Randy Orton down so many pegs in my eyes, because the thing is that what Randy's in it for the money, and that's fine. You can be in it for the money, but don't make it sound like you're better for it than everybody because you're in it for the money.
Yeah.
There's some people now. That's like Dave Meltzer, which ironically we've been looking at his stuff, but that's like Dave Meltzer going, "I hate the Suplah." I mean, look at them. They only get 100 views for their videos each week. I get hundreds of thousands, and I've got way more money than them and way more contacts. ... Things are happening. Like, but what Randy doesn't understand, and it's kind of like with us, is that we do it for the passion. We just enjoy doing it. We're not here. Like, who gives a shit if 150 people are paying only $8? Like, fuck it. They've come to see you. Like, that's fucking.
Let's revisit that for a sec. What was
understand.
Randy's exact words about indies, like having 80 people in an armory? What were his exact words?
Basically, he said,
that SmackDown Live beat Raw and made $5 million, over $5 million in the last 11 shows in Europe. He said, I know to some that doesn't equate to a standing room only crowd of 150 people paying $8 at an armory somewhere. So he's saying that doesn't. Like, I know that's not the same thing in your eyes, but you know what? They might fucking love that.
Yeah.
Right? It
I
doesn't.
mean, more importantly, what indie show charges that? That's fucking cheap. I want to go to that show.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
that's the other.
fucking take for example British indies, Progress Wrestling,
Yeah.
right? Shows at the Electric Ballroom in Camden, which sell out like 700 people. Tickets there are like at the cheapest 15 quid each. At the most expensive, like 35. That's for front row tickets. So it's like, you know, not all indies are full of like those kinds of things you see on Botchamania where it's like 12 people in a high school gym with Super Dragon. Like, it's not like that. There's a fucking credible industry built around independent companies.
But
Like,
the
it's
other
not
thing
like
as
a
well-
fucking cheap thing to go to nowadays. Like, come
The
on.
other thing as well is that, so what if it is people in like a high school? Like, that
Yeah.
wrestling is an industry that let's be honest. If you were to start a wrestling business, if you're not What Culture with millions in the fucking bank, right, that is going to be a fucking black hole sink. Now, the local one that we have is called Fight Factory Lincoln, and they are non-profit because they probably don't earn enough. And even then, I mean, they don't earn enough.
I've interviewed them, and they say that any money that they make, they put back into their wrestling school, and they've actually opened up a wrestling school now of their own because they've made money and they just put it back in.
But what I'm trying to say is that
money isn't everything.
Well, it's a black hole with wrestling. So a lot of these people, that's how they start out. Like, having 15 people show up. If that's your first fucking show, maybe that's a good thing.
And the other thing as well is, like, I've been reading Randy Orton's early career, and he used to wrestle in like shitty shows in like Missouri.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
And in OVW where there's literally about 100 people.
Yeah, and what he doesn't realise, he's been in that company for what, 15, 16 years?
But the thing is, it's like he's been in that situation where he's been in a crowd and there's only 150
But he's better than that now. He's better than that now.
Never forget where you came from, you asshole!
Not realising that some people, like Will Ospreay, has made their name through stuff, working in arenas like that.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, his name is Randy Orton. He's a third-generation superstar. He was always going to get called up by WWE if he wanted to be. And he's been in that situation where he's had to wrestle in front of 150 people and stand out. But he's got a fucking name like Orton, so he's going to stand out. If you're Will Ospreay, if you don't do fucking flips and shit,
and I think
you're fucked.
I think this is where the tweet kind of turned, because if Randy just left it where he did and he was like, look, I don't like indie wrestling, that's fine, right?
Right.
You can not like that. No one cares. You have an opinion. Fine, whatever. But now you're saying that you're better than indie guys, you're better than indie promoters, because you've been working for the WWE for 15 years, so you will flip when your bank statement comes in. Well, some of those guys, they might not have enough money to last. Like, that's not their fault. Like, it's a fucking tough industry, and now you're basically saying, well, you're not trying hard enough. Well,
I mean, fun fact about Will Ospreay, like, I don't know if it's true now, but for the longest time, when he started out in New Japan, for example, when he was, like, the first ever British and youngest winner of the Best of Super Juniors tournament, he had a 9-to-5 job, also, back home in England.
Yeah.
He wasn't just a wrestler, it was his second job.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's still true now, despite how big he's gotten over the past year or so.
It probably isn't
Probably
now.
isn't. Probably isn't, but even if it is, like, good on him.
Yeah.
Working away 9 to 5 and still going to wrestle.
I think that's the thing that annoys me the most. Like, Randy is now coming across as, I'm better than you. I've worked for the WWE, which is the biggest company for 15 years. You know what? There's some wrestlers out there who will never get that chance, and it's not their fucking fault, right?
Yeah, woe is me. I wasn't birthed from my mother's vagina inside the performance center itself.
Yeah, Ricochet.
Not everyone is afforded that fucking opportunity, guys.
Ricochet is one of the best fucking wrestlers I've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
How he's not with the WWE, I don't fucking know. But instead, Randy Orton is, who, like Andy said, is one of the most boring wrestlers in recent times. Fuck, even the Bray Wyatt storyline that they were building up the end of last year, the beginning of this year, which I was like, fuck, this is actually quite interesting. They shat on.
And as much as
they kind of fucked that up.
And as much as we take the piss out of Jinder Mahal, you
There we
don't
go.
see Jinder Mahal saying though, "Fuck all of you,"
Yeah.
because he realizes, oh my fucking god, I've been released and I've come back, and I realize what an opportunity this is. But then on the other hand, you've got someone like Randy Orton going, fuck everyone. Like, what?
And he's just a bit of a cunt.
If Randy Orton got released, which, by the way, he's done some awful things in his career, like shit in a bag. So, like...
I mean, let's not forget, like, in 2008, 2009, the guy was like, fucking hell, he was one of the worst people backstage, apparently. He got Mr. Kennedy fired. He'd break...
Oh
he
no.
would break
What a great loss to the
No,
WWE.
no. What I'm trying to say is you're not...
No, I get what you mean.
Like,
Like,
the
he was a
guy
bit of a
hits
cunt
it.
backstage.
Well, the guy would fucking break character. So there was that incident with Kofi. He's supposed to do the punt, but Kofi keeps getting up. So Randy Orton just breaks character and is just like...
Stupid!
Yeah, stupid. There's one point where The Miz because I did a What Culture video on it, so for some reason I remember it. The Miz he's going to hit a move on somebody, and he moved out of position. So Randy Orton runs in, because he's supposed to hit the Miz with an RKO, but obviously Miz has moved position, so Randy's now got to move. He gets in the ring, he fucking slaps the Miz, and then RKOs him. It's like, if you did that in any other job, you would get fired.
You're supposed to follow those reports by Monday, Bill.
Fuck you, Bill!
Time your spots correctly, you fuck.
Yeah, right? So...
It's fucking dumb, but, you know, it begs the question. Is indie wrestling really like that? Or is it just like a misinformed stereotype?
I think so.
Because based on the thing, it's like, I don't think there's much truth to it.
Well,
I mean, I watch a couple of indies. Like, I watch British indies, and I watch a few small select American indies.
but
They all appear to be pretty different. They all appear to have, you know, more crowds than 150 people in a standing-only gym hall. Like,
well, I would say...
you know, I just think it's an overblown stereotype that the indies are like, oh, the flip factory where 10 people go and pay $1 to see it. Like,
Well,
I think there's more to it than that.
I would say yes, but every stereotype starts out with some form of truth.
True.
Like, you don't just go, oh, all Kwans like to fuck dogs. Like, there's no truth
What?
to that.
what in the God's name are you talking
That's what I mean,
about?
there's no truth to that.
But you say all truth starts somewhere.
So all truths start with... All stereotypes start with a truth.
But the problem
at
is,
some
it's
point.
like,
I mean, I
So,
don't...
you know, it's something you want to tell us, Andy?
half these companies have got to, like, do stuff so that
Just
they can
ignores it. Alright, that's fine.
compete with WWE.
Think he's hiding something. Something you want to tell us, Andy, about that stereotype that's being thrown about of you having sex with dogs? Anything? You want to enlighten us, buddy? You want to spill the tea? You want to, yeah?
The tea, that's a new one.
Say
We've got
words!
tea.
Fucking hell.
No, I think there is some form of truth of all stereotypes. I don't think every indie match is like that, but there are a number of matches, and I think, like, going back to the Will Ospreay Ricochet match at the Super Juniors, which kind of started this trend, that was very much what they were saying, and I don't think it helped that every time that Ricochet or Will Ospreay was booked in an indie event, they always faced each other. Like, I don't think that helped matters. And I think the super kicks is aimed more at the Young Bucks. So I think.
Well, yeah,
in a
but
way-
they're like a parody of indie wrestling anyway. Like, they're very self-aware.
Well, I think a lot of people don't get
That's
that.
their thing.
I think a lot of people don't get that. But I think that's kind of it's not so much specifically around indie wrestling. I think it's just like, oh, the Young Bucks, they're really big. Oh, Ricochet and Will Ospreay, they're really big. That's what indie wrestling is.
Even though it's like maybe 10% of it.
Probably
It's
not
like
even
tip of
that.
the iceberg almost.
Probably not even that. But no, I think that's where it comes from. And, you know, I can't defend that was and pretty much is what a Ricochet Will Ospreay match is. I enjoy it, but I can't defend saying that's not what their matches are.
There are different companies and they do different things. It's just... I don't... But you have to have an alternative to what WWE's doing. Like, headlock.
Oh, and there's plenty of those.
So,
Like, there've been plenty of those forever. It's just a matter of finding them.
yeah, there's different companies and they have different styles, so I don't think that's true at all. So,
But saying that,
and people are just fixated on the Ricochet Will Ospreay thing, and that's what
well, yeah, and that did happen over a year ago, but I think it did start maybe an unhealthy trend
yeah.
in indie wrestling. But regardless of that, we have a couple of pay-per-view events this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
What are we going to be doing this weekend, lads?
On Saturday, we have NXT TakeOver Chicago, as my grandparents from up north would say, Chicago.
I won't be there.
Oh, that's why I say it. Okay.
Yeah, Chicago.
I won't be there.
Oh, that's
No one
the
cares,
joke.
Andy.
That's a joke. Okay, that's his running joke that he's been
Oh, no,
doing.
wait, hang on. Yeah, we need the audience queued up to laugh for that. So can you do that again? Like, we'll retrace our steps, okay? What are we doing Saturday, Liam?
Oh, sorry, I leaned out of the frame so he could do his thing.
Andy, say your thing.
I won't be there.
Say it again with me not in frame.
I won't be there.
Okay, I feel like this joke's gone on way too long.
I won't be there.
This is a mess.
Yes, so we have NXT TakeOver Chicago, where of course the reigning, defending Suplah City Hall champion will not be there, but she will give her the predictions. Janie, her belt is on the line. Look at that face.
So Janie is our Brock Lesnar then.
Janie's our Brock Lesnar, but she will be defending the belt. She will give predictions, and I will relay what those predictions are.
She's not waiting until Great Balls of Suplah.
No, she's not waiting until Great Balls of Suplah. She will be defending the belt.
Yes, she will. Yes, she will.
Yeah, well, look at him. So it's just then a matter of going to get it. So we might have a new champion, but without a belt. Although saying that, she might decide to join in for Backlash, which is of course on Sunday, which we're doing a live show for. It's Suplash, I think. Suplash. Or Back Suplah.
No, it's Suplash.
Back Suplah it is.
Back Suplah it is.
All right.
We're retconned.
I already made the thing! It's Suplash!
Retconned. Back Suplah. Backlube.
I hate you guys.
Backler.
Backlube. Yeah,
Backlash.
brilliant.
Backlube.
Great name.
There you go. Backlube. Give that to Brawl. Backlube. Backlube. Yes.
You know you can make up names without sexual innuendos, right?
No,
you know that's
just
we're not a
stupid.
porno wrestling league, all right? We don't need to. Not everything needs to be about dick and ball. Okay, let's just clear that
To be
up.
fair, WWE's beating us to that with Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, they do.
It's not about testicles.
It is about testicles!
Do you know about the song originally? It's not about testicles. Great balls of fire.
Anyway.
It's about literal balls of fire.
Anyway,
Not
Janie might be giving her predictions for Backlube, so we'll find out.
Why are you calling it Backlube now?
So yes, but the only thing is that we might have a champion who doesn't have a belt, if she so manages to defend her belt.
Ooh, what a tragedy. I'm so sad.
Sam, you say that, but I
Yeah.
know you're a little jealous that you don't have the belt.
Oh, yes, you're right. I'm so jealous I don't have a piece of plastic with some shitty tin foil on it.
Bryan, you won't get it then.
To
Fuck
be
up.
fair, the tinfoil's gone, mate. I redesigned
I
it.
never wanted it, Andy. Oh, are you saying? Oh, you're not getting it then.
Well,
Alright.
You know what? He's not allowed to compete for the belt anymore.
There you go. All right.
There you go. Fucking
I wasn't allowed
There you
anyway.
go.
Cannon.
There you go.
I was never
Cannon.
allowed in the first place.
Cannon. Right, anyway. So, yes, join
going
us
on?
for this weekend. We have NXT TakeOver Chicago, or Suplah TakeOver Chicago. Well, not in... We have a live show on Saturday, and then we have Backlube on Sunday.
I'll be there.
Of course you'll be there for fucking Backlube. You'll put aside days in your schedule to be there for the sexual innuendo event. Horny twat.
It's not my fault. Anyway, so are we doing?
So what now?
Can I do predictions for NXT now?
If you
If
want,
you
are all the
want.
matches announced?
Probably not.
Okay, I'll do it another time.
How about I would call you during the live show and then you do it then?
I know he'll be out.
I'll be
just
out.
give,
I don't
just
give
give
a
me your
fuck.
predictions before you go.
Okay, well, let me. Before what now or?
Well, you can do it now because then we have video proof as to who you've said, so you can't be like, no, I actually said Brock Lesnar would come out and win the NXT title.
That would be weird.
And shit.
Yeah.
Welcome to WWE.
Wrong pay-per-view. Okay, so there's only 4 matches announced. Fucking.
That could be how it goes because NXT is only 2 hours.
Okay.
There's only 5 at the last one, so
Yeah.
All right, so Tyler Bate against Pete Dunne.
is it for anything or
The
is that for the
WWE
UK?
United Kingdom Championship will be on the line.
There you go.
I say Tyler Bate will win.
Okay.
Office of Pain
Cool.
versus DIY
Hashtag
Yeah.
DIY.
in a ladder match for the NXT Tag Titles. DIY win.
Okay.
Really?
Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross.
Of course, Ember Moon has been taken out. She suffered an arm injury.
And a triple threat match for the NXT title. Asuka wins. Bobby
Asuka?
Roode versus Hideo Itami in a singles match for the NXT Championship. Bobby
Hideo.
Roode wins.
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode. There you go. So,
Bobby Roode.
just to go back over it. So, you've gone Tyler Bate,
Yep.
Asuka,
Yep.
DIY,
Yep.
Bobby Roode.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, there you go. So those are Andy's picks. If there are any more matches announced coming into NXT, we will get your thoughts beforehand. We'll do a
Wonderful.
We'll do a live stream on Facebook.
Delightful.
There you go. do you hope to win your belt? Because you also got to remember, if you win the belt, you have to defend it the next night at Backloop.
Wait, if it's in Bristol, I don't have a.
I'll pull something out your ass. I'm sure you'll find something to substitute the toy belt.
Yeah, well,
You got a spoon lying around?
there we
Just
go.
use that.
We got a mug.
Use a mug.
The City Hall Championship mug.
Use a mug for the mug.
Just put. We'll just. You know what we'll do? We'll just put an S on it. It's already got an S. Never mind.
Brilliant.
There you go.
It's like the gods intervened on this very special day.
We'll figure it out. We'll get like a pie or something and just fucking put
A pie.
Just put S. on it.
fucking pie.
A pie.
Why-
Then the winner gets to eat the pie until the belt comes back. It's like the Money in the Bank. You have the pie until the belt comes back, and then whoever has the pie when the belt comes back eats the pie. Think about it.
No. And on
What
that
did I
note,
do to get here? Why am I sat here listening to a man talk about pies?
hey,
in
people
place of
did
championship
with The
belts?
Rock.
That's why I said pie. Think
I'm not
about it.
fucking wrong, am I? Well, I think that's come to a natural conclusion. So,
Yes.
I have been Andy Kwan.
You can find us on
There
Facebook.
you go.
Oh yes, okay.
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. It's the same name as everything else, the Suplah. Do you have any thoughts and opinions on what we've discussed today? Are you dive or not dive? How about you dive below in the dive section, and we will take a dive in your comments and read the dives.
Dive in.
Headlock. And there's Suplah Gaming. What are we doing on there?
Well, we play games that are
I didn't ask you, Liam. What are we doing on Suplah Gaming?
Currently, Bugs Bunny Lost in Time is going up, so is Toy Story 2. Carmine's just got finished with a Smash Brothers and Legend of Zelda Let's Play. We have many, many things, including the return of Grand Theft Auto coming soon, as well as the return of Journey, which is the first game Mr. Andy Kwan has completed on the channel.
Yeah, I complete
Many, many
things.
things we're looking forward to. And, of course, look out for something very special at the end of this month on Suplah Gaming.
And what do we have if people want to give money to a couple of idiots?
We have a Patreon. So basically, if you go to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/thesuplah, I think, basically,
Yes.
you can donate money for exclusive content. So, for instance, we review shows that happened in the past. For instance, NWO Sold Out, which was the only NWO pay-per-view, and it's fucking bollocks.
We don't just review, we sit and watch the whole thing.
Yes.
And you can watch along with us. It's designed so that you watch it along with us on the network.
Reactions.
So, yes, it's called Suplah Reacts. We're hoping to bring more stuff out. It's just trying to find time.
Yeah.
But hopefully your money will give us time.
I like time.
Time's great.
There's money.
I put it with my food.
There you go.
Num, 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 num. So, I have been Andy Kwan.
I have been Liam Dunn.
And go to WrestlePundit.com, where that's Keelan's website, but he's not in the country at the moment.
Oh, yeah, Keelan's not here.
Keelan's not here. Also, say bye, Sam.
Bye.
And we will see you next time on the Suplah.
Don't make me do this again.
I'll buy my own belt.
Fine, buy your own belt
Put my
then.
fucking face on it.
Buy your own belt.
Andy Kwan Championship.
The Andy Kwan. There you go. buy
Andy
your
Kwan
own-
FTW Championship.
There you go. Buy your own belt. It's sorted. You can have that one forever. No one wants a belt with your face on it. Because no one wants your face on their crotch.